All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Blame Your Brother, episode 142. We are back once again to stream the show, the award-winning podcast that is streamed every Thursday night, 8 p.m. So come hang out with us. Go to blameyourbrother.tv to get the information on that. And we are here. Three of us will introduce ourselves. I am one-third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, the dream killer. And I'm joined by this man who sits to the left of me. It's my brother. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? I am the dream maker, Peter of podcasting, and, of course, the one and only LeBron James of safety pins.
Yeah, there you go. You got it out. All right.
It's not even right.
Then that guy was close enough. The guy that sits over here to the right of me, it's John.
John here, a.k.a. Tico, the Walking Dead, Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a
madman. Okay, he's a madman.
All right, so that's three of us that make up the show. David, Lee, John, we're going to talk to you about all the topics of the week that stand out for us, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. But before we start, we offer a chance at the beginning of the show for apologies, retractions, omissions, and Lee's showing me some weird video. But anyways, we offer a chance for us to apologize if we messed the show up last week because we didn't start the stream or if we said something crazy. So I guess I'm going to start with John because Lee looks a little busy right now. John, do you got anything to apologize for last week's program?
You know what? I'm sure I did, but the lawyers didn't call me today, so
Good.
I guess it's enough to skate by. So
I'm starting to think now that
you might have to apologize for that.
you may have upset Michael Anthony with your shenanigans at the end of the show because he has not what shenanigans?
Yes, please.
Okay,
reiterate.
He is not sending a memory of the week now for 2 weeks in a row. So it was either you doing your movie quotes at the end, or it was Lee pitch shifting his voice. I don't know which one, but he hasn't submitted one in a few weeks. So
Pitch shifting was cool.
Well, I've been doing movie quotes for a long time now, and they haven't stopped coming in.
There you go. And
What's the first time we did the voice pitch?
I think it was the week
that's
he
true.
disappeared.
Yeah. Huh.
Sorry, Michael Anthony.
Well, if you're a hardcore fan, listen to the end if Michael Anthony ever calls back in with memory of the week because John was giving movie quotes, and maybe you can tell us what movie it was from. If they listen, they should know. But, you know. Lee, what about you? Have you pulled a Louis C.K. this week? Do you need to apologize?
Yeah, I do need to apologize. Obviously, I was the reason to blame for last week's episode, so I'll start off just apologizing for that. Also, a slew of technical difficulties, all because of me. I may or may not have been trying to Periscope at 4 o'clock in the morning on the weekend and screwed everything up. So that one's on me.
Okay.
So
as long as you know it, and as long as you accept it. Yeah. Last week, I think everything was good, so we will move on. Like you, I don't really remember anything that stood out. So we will move on, and we will ask, John, how has your week been going?
Well, for starters, today, this is a Blame Your Brother, and I'd like to give a little shout out. I have a sister and a brother whose birthday is today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Becky. Happy birthday, Vinny.
They're born on the same day.
Same day, 9 years apart.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, happy birthday to that. And then you...
what did I do this week?
Not sleep.
Not sleep. Robin started back to work this week, and so for our blamers out there that know, I work nights, and she works days, so... I guess the maximum amount of sleep I've gotten is like maybe 3 hours a day. Last weekend we went to the Renaissance Fair. They have a Renaissance Fair every May.
Yeah.
Just outside of Nashville, and we went to that. And I mean, it's dorky. I mean, but it's.
Don't be talking about my people now.
No,
you weren't out there.
I got quite. Maybe he was. Maybe he was the night or whatever. Okay, a few questions for you. How much does this run? If people are interested, how much does it cost?
It costs $25 per adult.
Ooh-wee.
And I think it's like $20 for from 6 to 12.
What?
But if 5 and under is free.
They also frown very heavily on you bringing your own alcohol in there. I know that for a fact.
I want to get back.
That does not surprise me that you know that.
Hold on. We got to go back to the price here. You're telling me for a family of 4, if everybody's over 6 years old or where you said the price, you're talking almost $100
Yeah.
to get in.
The man has a castle to maintain out there
To
and
get
really to
in.
build.
Okay, what can you do for free that you think is worth
You can tour
$100?
you can tour the castle.
You
Okay.
can tour the castle.
All right.
I
You
mean,
can wear cosplay.
you could. I mean, I guess you could do that anyway.
Yeah, you
but
could do it
Go to
I'm-
the you go to the porta potties.
I want to know something to that
I mean,
location.
and all they have free shows. They have a jousting tournament that you
Okay.
can watch. That's kind of cool.
Human chess.
I didn't see that, but yeah, I think they
It's-
do that as well.
It's more of like a show.
Yeah. There's comedians.
Falcon Show.
There's a Falcon Show.
Wow, wait a second. Why does Lisa know much about it? What's going on
That's
here?
his people. He just
Yeah,
told us.
Have you been
Many a time.
this year?
No, not this year, but I think I'm gonna go. I'm trying to convince my wife to dress up in something winchy, but
Yeah.
she gave me the pushback on that. So she said that she wanted to go as a fairy, and my daughter said she had to go as a fairy. So does that mean I have to go as a fairy?
No.
I really just want to wear some leather armor. You know,
No, you didn't. You've never done this before. You've never dressed up as
I have not. That's why I was wanting to start something new this year
Hmm.
with the leather armor.
Okay. So, anyways, all right. So, is it worth the 100 bones? That's the question I'm asking you for. a
I
family
mean,
of
it
four.
is not.
It's not unless money is the value of money is worth more to those who don't have it.
That's true.
So no, it's not worth it.
Okay, fair
Now,
enough.
if you're rolling in the dough and the thing is they have a lot of booths and stuff set up. The things that, I mean, if you have the internet, you can pretty much buy anything. Let's be honest.
That's true. Yes.
But I mean, as far as like hands-on buying something,
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that they sell there, you can only get there.
Like leather armor.
So Daniel
Like leather
said.
armor.
So about beer,
Swords.
Daniel says you have to stand in line to get a beer token, and then stand in a different line to get the beer.
That's pretty typical fair or
what?
festival etiquette these days because they card you and then they don't have to card you at the beer line. The theory is they can move you through the
No, it's fair, but
Possessions.
you have to keep getting beer tokens for beer every time. I mean,
Pretty
at most
much.
places you just get a wristband. They check your ID. I understand that, but you don't have to. I wouldn't if I had to keep going back to get another wristband. I don't know that I have the desire to drink that much.
I mean, I think that's my biggest complaint of the Ren Fair in Nashville is that it's gotten more popular. So there's a lot more people there. So it's a lot more crowded. And at times it gets a little claustrophobic. And it's not really people that enjoy the Renaissance Fair. People like John and his family, for instance, yokels, if you will. So
Go ahead.
What's that supposed to mean? If I didn't think it's not my first time I ever went. So why would I not enjoy it? Why would I go? Why would I pay like $50 for me and my wife to go if it's not something that
I'm just messing with you, John. You obviously are one of the geekier people I know. So,
I mean, we didn't dress up, but
I'm just saying, it's jumped the shark when Bubba's there,
Yeah, no.
But I mean, I guess in fairness, they do have things like funnel cake and deep fried Oreos or something. So, because it's like the people who run the state fair show up and
Right,
run
yeah.
the food booths. I mean, they do have the traditional turkey legs that you would see at a Ren's fair. And
Okay,
stuff.
yeah, food.
So
yeah.
they have that.
Okay.
But yeah,
I
it's
just
whatever.
I can't see myself going. It would cost
Let's
me
go.
$90 to take my family.
Just leave your family at home. Go solo.
All right. Maybe. I'd like to go. I went to the one in Colorado one year, and it was, that was big leagues. This is like minor league. That was big leagues. It was awesome. Now that $100, yeah, I could see it because there was so much going on. And then we went somewhere else.
Well, what was good? Here's the deal. Everyone that I talk to about the Nashville Renaissance Fair, even our chat tonight, is always like, this city's Ren Fair is better. This Ren Fair is better.
Yeah.
That's all I ever hear. So you ask us, what is there to do at the Nashville? What was there to do at, what was it, the Colorado?
I went to Colorado.
Okay,
and
so
then,
this was a state Ren Fair.
and then we went somewhere. Yeah, we went somewhere else. I can't. Maybe it was Colorado twice because I went many years ago when
and you went to the Ren Fair twice.
when my friend Kelly was getting married. Yeah, we went there with her husband.
So it's the thing to do.
Yes,
It's like do a bunch of
impressive.
drugs, go into the woods,
I wish.
pretend you're
I
a
mean,
fairy.
that'd been
We
better.
get it. We get it.
I mean, there was music acts, there was fire, like breathers doing stuff with fire. There was juggling guys. There was shows like plays. There was
have that.
riding elephants. You could
camel.
Okay, well, this is an elephant at this one, which I did, which was cool. But then I felt kind of bad because I know they mistreat those elephants. But I don't know what are you gonna do about that. But it was just more. It was just more epic. More the jousting thing was a lot more cool. They put more work. I've been to the Nashville one. I've seen the show. I know.
Oh, you're already backpedaling on us.
What do you mean?
Oh, I've been to the show. I know what's there.
Well, no. How would I compare it if I hadn't been to the Nashville one?
That's a good question.
No, I went.
How do you say half the things you do? That you
I went
know about?
1 year, and like I said, it was all right. I'm like John. It's all right. It's if you're kind of a nerd or a geek, and you like. I love that period of history, so I like going for that reason. I love the medieval time. I think it's a fascinating point in history. But point being, if you got the money, like John said, it's worth it. If not, stay home.
Okay, I was gonna bring up a Dragonlance reference and ask if you would go to cosplay, but I don't think anyone would understand that one. So maybe we should do like Game of Thrones. Would you wear a Game of Thrones cosplay if me, you, and John went?
I mean, I guess I wouldn't even know what I'm wearing.
Would you go as Daenerys Stormborn?
That's a girl, so no.
How much? How much would it take?
No, did you really think you're gonna trip me up on that? Did you see that? That was.
How much would it take for you to, for a BYB promo
to wear a dress?
Yeah.
Oh, for a promo.
Yeah. And like we go as the two dragons, and you're the, blonde chick.
I might do it for free. I
okay.
Might.
All right. It's
on,
on, baby. We doing it. Okay.
I'm not
Me and
saying I
John are going
would.
to pay your way. Don't worry. You just got to worry about getting the dress
You going
and
to
the
promote
wig.
the show while we're doing this?
Oh, yeah. Roar, I'm a dragon. Watch BYOB.
Okay, well, you didn't get the name right, so we're kind of screwed right there.
Screwed
But
I mean, with that name, we probably would bring in more.
I would do it. If you would go hard to the hole and you would pass out a flyer or information to every person we saw.
Oh, without a doubt, I would do that.
I'd do it fine. I don't care.
Okay, it ends Memorial Day weekend, the last weekend, I believe. That's right. That's like 2 weeks.
We may have to get to that next year. I mean, I'd say around episode 200, maybe a better time to do it. That's
you got lucky. You got lucky.
I'd like
having grandiose ideas for episode 200.
I know, right? That would be a good one. All right, so Ren Fair was fun. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, Lee, can you match that? Can you
I went
one up it?
I went and saw Avengers Endgame.
All right. Well, are we going to discuss it?
Did you dress up when you went to the movie?
I did. I went as a hobo.
Are we going to discuss? Is the spoiler period?
So I went to. They have this thing called RPX. Are you familiar with that? It's like the premium Regal Premier Experience or something. So the thing is, they have these like I don't know what you would call them, electric lazy boys, where you can like basically lay down. Like the leg thing come up, you lay all the way. I don't know if you've done this before. How you feel about it?
I'm intrigued.
You have not.
I have not.
And then all the seats, like the seat below you is like at feet level, so no one's ever going to be taller than you unless it's like Shaquille O'Neal, and then it's probably just going to be like a standard movie
right,
theater.
Yeah.
And then they supposedly have like bigger bass, so RPX fan, not fan?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, now I saw this week they proposed beds in theaters.
I saw that. That's silly.
It's dumb, number one, because my wife falls asleep at every movie when she's laying down right as it starts. Like 5 minutes in, she's sleeping. I'm like, oh, well, So every wife in the world is going to fall asleep during this movie.
That matters so little. The real problem is what's going to happen in those beds. What's happening in those beds before you crawl in it?
Why wouldn't something happen at theaters anyway? If that's,
they are.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I've never seen this or even, and John knows I'm pretty intuitive of situation. I've seen things down the road that were happening, but
That's got to look at the movies that you're watching. I mean, there's not really an opportunity to.
Fair enough. A packed Avengers crowd, that would be very bold. But yes, that too. I was looking more at my life, but yes,
it's going to happen.
Then
even if it hasn't happened before, like you're a naive person that sees everything, but you've never seen it. Now that there's a bed there, it's going to happen more frequently, right? Because they're more isolated.
You gonna lay on that thing after?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to the BDX experience.
I mean, that's the problem. You got to go lay in a bed that someone else just whether they did nothing. If they just sat there,
well, you do that in hotels now.
Yeah, but the sheets are changed.
I'm assuming they change these sheets out.
It'd be like 6 shows a day. Then
it's going to be an expensive ticket, I imagine.
I won't. I have no interest in it. I don't like to lay down when I watch movies anyway. Just
Would you
truthfully.
do like a limited theater engagement where you were the only one in it?
No, because
Like one chair in the middle. There's only like a row of chairs. Then you bring your small group of like 10 people, your friends.
That would be fun.
For me, it'd be like 3 people, but you it might be
us.
10.
Yeah. Maybe I could get 10, but that would be awesome because I listen to a lot of people talk about movies and why the theater works because it's a communal experience. You know, you want to be in a crowd and feel the laughter and the applause.
I definitely get that. When we saw Avengers, we took Emily and we went to a drive-in to see it, and that's one of the complaints Robin had was, you know, when you're in a theater, it's nice to almost have like play off of the crowd and experience with them instead of just you in your little car.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
I disagree with that. Anyway, like, let me tell you why. Because I was getting
for some movies, yeah.
I was getting to this.
Go
With,
ahead. No,
so I was getting to this with the
story.
RPX.
Okay.
So you're laid back, you're comfortable, you got these reclining sofas. All of a sudden, in the middle of a movie, I'm like,
Weed.
no.
Oh, I was like,
I smell someone's feet.
no.
Yes.
Somebody
Someone
took
got
the
a little too comfortable.
They took the shoes off.
Yeah.
That's a faux pas right there. You can't do that.
Smelled bad.
So did
too.
it affect your viewing of the movie?
Okay, so we're not going to do any Avengers spoilers. But I put out this tweet. No, you can't do Avengers spoilers, man.
The director came out and said spoiler season starts. He did. No, the
Spoilers are
Russo's
back
brothers
on the menus,
The
boy.
Russo brothers were asked, when can you start talking about the movie? He goes, we want people to talk about this movie. He said, so if you haven't seen it, was like last week. If you haven't seen it by now, sorry, it's fair game. But
Okay,
anyway.
I don't want to do any spoilers, but if you want to spoil it now, then feel fine. But I put out a tweet about this. If I had to put Avengers into a genre, I'm putting it into comedy. There is a joke every 60 seconds. I was waiting for the laugh track to come in.
Okay.
Like, is Avengers a comedy movie or is it a superhero movie? I'm confused.
I mean, I'll let you take this because I mean it's pretty obvious. It's
It's a superhero movie.
It's a superhero comedy, though, right?
a comic book.
No, comic just has to do with it's like Batman was a comic movie, but there was no comedy in Batman.
This is what a comic movie should be, though.
Comic books don't necessarily have humor in them. Like, you can have a humorous comic book, but just because something is a comic book, like Watchmen. Watchmen was one of the greatest graphic novels of all time. Not a whole lot of joking going on.
No, but if you look at Spider-Man,
There was somebody named the comedian.
Iron Man, always had comedy.
Not always it was about not
Okay,
really.
Spider-Man has always had comedy.
No. My favorite Spider-Man series by Todd McFarlane, which rebooted as Spider-Man, had no comedy. It was very dark, edgy, and gritty.
John, is Spider-Man a funny character? Like, does he have
He's very, very quippy.
So was Batman in the 70s.
Okay, what's your point?
That's what I'm saying. Is Avengers a comedy or not?
And
it obviously is a comedy.
It's played for laughs. Yeah, you don't want
The entire movie was just an entire comic bit.
Lee, the concept alone is a comedy. I mean, there's a raccoon that's one of the main characters fighting people. These people are from other planets.
That is a sci-fi. That's from the future. That doesn't mean it has to be funny, though. Whatever.
Most sci-fis
if
are
you're
funny,
okay with
actually.
that, that's fine.
Okay.
Most sci-fis are not funny.
With raccoons and trees,
Have you seen
yes.
Blade Runner? Have you seen
Are there raccoons?
Dune?
Are raccoons walking around talking in these movies?
There's sandworms in Dune. There's
Brother,
replicants. Snake ladies.
John, you feel where I'm going with this?
Yes.
If a talking raccoon is one of the heroes, I love Rocket. I think he's awesome. He's one of my favorite guys. But come on, you gonna take that seriously? What is it? You want to be Hamlet the play? I don't know. What did you want out of this movie?
Well, I mean, you can look at the just the Marvel Cinematic Universe alone. You look at the first Thor movie, which was very Shakespearean in its own right.
Okay.
There were a lot less jokes than they were compared to Ragnarok. Ragnarok was almost a comedy.
That's when they kind of changed. Yeah,
they really did change it big time. And I mean, there's a lot of people that will tell you, I mean, Ragnarok versus the first Thor movie, especially the second Thor movie, way different vibe, but better movie.
True. So anyway, did you like the movie or not?
It was all right, but here's the problem, man. Here's the problem. You guys hyping it for no reason. It's not a movie that's
reason.
It was an okay movie, but like I was expecting so much more, and it ended up just being a comedy.
What?
It's just a dumb comedy.
The last 30 minutes was some of the best things I've ever
my
seen on
God,
screen in my life.
Was it?
Oh, when a certain...
I don't understand why you guys were
Listen to this. I'm gonna
time travel
without
that's your solution.
Without a spoiler, there's a character who gets something. It is one of, and I mean of all cinema I've ever seen, it is one of the greatest cinema moments ever in motion picture
Seriously?
history. Oh yes, 100%.
Seriously.
90% of the people I talked to, that was their favorite part of the movie. It's something that they wanted to see for an extremely long time.
Bro, I mean,
I
got tears of joy. I'm like crying because I'm so happy at that scene. Like it is.
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about someone that died, but
no, I said a certain character
got something.
Got a certain item or weapon. Oh, come on, man. Do I have to cut this out of the episode?
I don't. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know why we're talking in hyperpo. That literally is what you thought that was one of the
Rogers.
You thought that was one of the
yes.
greatest. Oh,
yeah. So
okay. That's my point. I can't trust you.
Robin said, "Oh yes, I love that scene. Everyone loved that scene.
It was kind of a cool scene, but I'm not going to call it the greatest. One of the greatest cinematic movies.
It's one of my great. And what's crazy?
What's some of your greatest cinematic moments?
I don't know.
He don't have any.
That.
So what I like about it is when Avengers started, Captain America was like, I didn't care. I was like, all right, if this guy, they're going to kill him, good, you know. And I'm talking early on. I'm not saying he dies in the new one or not, but I thought they would kill him by Civil War is actually what I thought was going to happen. And I didn't care about him. He was like probably the best guy in that movie. Now I think about it. I mean, he was just, I don't know. It was just incredible.
Okay, I want to say one more thing about it, then we can leave it alone. Hawkeye is one of the worst characters in the movie.
I agree.
They did everything to make him cool. The Japanese scene, super cool. Like that to me was a good cinematic scene. Like, oh, this is really cool and different.
Okay.
But it's just like they had the chance to kill that man, to remove him from the stuff, and instead they like make him more center of the story. It's like, stop. Nobody likes Hawkeye. Nobody.
I'm not disagreeing with you because I agree.
You know
with
what? You know who people do like?
Who?
Scarlett Johansson. Okay.
So you are spoiling the movie.
I'm just gonna leave that there.
Is he spoiling the movie right now?
He did way worse than
I'm
we
just saying.
did.
Why don't you just make Scarlett Johansson more a central figure? Instead, you know what they turned her into? A desk clerk. Like, come on, man.
Well, she was the leader of that organization. I wouldn't call that
5 years.
I wouldn't call that a desk. She was Earth's protector. I mean, that's not a desk clerk.
Look, all I'm saying is they had a chance, like, to make a great movie that would have lived up to all the hype that you were saying, with all the great scenes that you loved. And instead, they went to Tropeville.
Wake up.
They went to Tropeville. They threw in some time travel. It's disgusting. They even did a paradox where it's like, we only have so much time travel. And then they were like, we'll go back in time to get more time travel. It's like, no, you just didn't.
Let me tell you something. And I know this is hard for you to believe, but you are in the minority on this one.
I understand that.
Every movie podcast I've listened to liked it. And I'm talking podcasts that didn't even like superhero movies liked it. So
they could have came out and did Terrence and Phillip jokes for 4 hours.
No.
And all these people would have said it was awesome.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. But, you know. Okay, so what do you give 1 to 10? 1 to 10.
It's middle. I mean, I'd give it better than just an average movie. I'd say 6. I would give it more, but there's a lot of scenes that really brought it down, like a lot of PC crap that's like, they're just throwing stuff in there.
This guy, wait, whoa,
Hold on.
whoa, Mr. Protector of the Left, LeBron Safety Pin, whatever all your little titles are that indicate you're on the left. Okay, you're telling me you're bothered by Captain Marvel because she's a woman
I
in the
did not
movies?
say that. Captain Marvel is one of the better
Okay, who you talking about?
characters in the movie.
Are you talking about when all the women
I
get
understand
together?
why she left.
You talking about when all the women get together to
That
fight?
was fine.
So what are you talking about?
I'm not talking about any scene.
But see,
Yeah,
no,
you are.
You said some what PC crap? Are you
what
talking
piece of
about?
crap? Because
Just
Captain
like-
America might be a black man going down the road at some point.
Oh, that was cool. I like that.
So what?
actually.
What are you talking about PC? Because I've
Just
named
like-
every PC moment he could be
They're
talking
like,
about,
they're-
right?
This is America's butt. I didn't need that, you know?
What does that have to do with PC?
That's not PC, brother. What are you
Stretching
talking
here.
about? You've gone off the rails of crazy. You're a hater. You're a default to no guy.
I am. I'm a hipster.
You're a negative Nancy.
I grew up reading
Okay.
comic books. I feel like they've taken comic books from me and transformed it into something that's Tropeville that Hollywood has destroyed.
He liked these comic book characters before they were cool.
Yeah,
I
of course.
did. That's
I
exactly.
like Iron Man before he was cool, man. You're the
I did.
worst.
I
You're-
did
you're
used
the
to collect
worst.
Iron Man comic books as a child.
My name on Twitter is Dave is the worst. You need to be Lee is the worst because right now you are the worst. I mean,
I admit it's pretty bad.
you didn't like Captain Marvel.
I
I'm
just-
telling you the three things. I'm telling you two things.
I
he
didn't have
like.
a problem with Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Because everyone that said PC stuff is talking about Captain. Oh, Captain Marvel.
It's just
the
them
most
like
powerful
having to
character.
like include every character at the last minute.
That's
It's
not
like,
PC.
who are these people?
Watch the movies. What do you mean? Who are they? They're literally in every movie. That's the payoff for everyone that invested time in this franchise.
How many movies were there?
Like 20?
22.
22.
22.
22. 22 blue.
That's
All
like,
right.
you guys can hate me for not liking Endgame. I just like if that type of movie, I
Name
just
a
want a
mo-
little something more. That's all.
Name a superhero movie you like then.
Like the Batman series, the most recent.
Christopher Nolan?
Sure.
Are you talking? Wait, you said most recent. You're not talking about Batman v Superman, are you? Ben Affleck?
No.
Oh, you're talking Christopher
Dark
Nolan.
Knight.
Okay.
Dark Knight.
Ooh.
Well, The Dark Knight is probably one of the best, not just superhero movies, but movies period
Yeah.
ever.
So okay, besides that one, which is pretty much everyone.
The Watchmen.
Okay.
I mean, it was an okay movie.
So you just want dark movies. You don't
If I'm
want.
going to watch a superhero movie, yeah, I want it to be dark.
If you had superpower, if all three of us got superpowers tomorrow, okay, what we turn into Rorschach from the Watchmen? I'm gonna clean the streets with justice. I mean, no, we'd be goofing off the whole time, and we'd be cracking wise.
Dude, if I had superpower, if I had any kind of talent at all, things would be different around here. Okay,
No, all of us do. We're all like
but y'all would be goofing off.
Yeah.
I would be, you know.
Go ahead.
I'd be trying out for the Titans, I'd be trying to make some
John
bank.
would. John would. I watched Shazam the other night, and pretty good.
You
It's
like it?
basically the plot to it. He's using his superpowers for normal
Yes,
mundane
he
stuff.
is. Shazam and Spider-Man: Homecoming, which I watched back to back, very, very similar. Very similar story, very similar themes, very similar ending. So I was like, interesting. That's weird. But anyway.
So, okay, let me throw out one more thing.
Okay.
Have you seen the previews for the new Watchmen TV
Oh,
series they're coming
yes.
with?
Bring it on, baby.
What? You like that?
Yes.
Is it based on anything from the graphic
I
novel, or
think
is this
it's
just
supposed to be like 20 years in the future.
Yeah, no, this is brand new
after
material.
after the
Yeah.
what takes place in the novel.
And that's an interesting concept, but I don't know. That kind of feels. See, this is the problem I have. It's like Hollywood takes these ideas because they're not capable of coming up with any original ideas, and they run them. And I'm worried that's what's going to happen with the Watchmen TV series.
Okay, well, let's talk about a TV show you do watch that people are lambasting
No.
and calling. We're in general terms. People have petitioned now for Game of Thrones. What we're talking about. Me and John do not watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, we're talking about Game of Thrones. I thought we were going to get in the Big Bang.
No.
I think tonight was the last
Oh
episode,
no,
right?
we'll get to that. And so we may not get to these topics because we got to get John giving a send off to one of his favorite shows ever. Game
Is
of
he
Thrones.
bringing a trumpet? He's going to give us some taps.
And I said quickly, okay, Game of Thrones. Okay,
Okay.
people got together and petitioned that they want the writers to
There was like
rewrite
30,000 of them, I think.
the show.
Maybe 130,000. Who knows?
Are you upset at this point where it ends this Sunday? It's
Right,
done.
It's the final episode. They have like 6 spinoffs already planned, so it's not really ending.
but
right?
that story.
The story
yeah.
arc here. Okay, let me explain for people that might not watch Game of Thrones what happened here.
Okay.
So George R. Martin wrote a book that was it was a well-made book. It was interesting characters, deep lore, an exciting storyline, a very interesting way to approach literature. It was good enough to where it built a fan base over time, and of course it garnished a reputation enough to be syndicated as a TV show.
Yeah.
Now, HBO was hoping that George R. R. Martin would have the books finished before the HBO series caught up. They were planning on that he would write it because he was even telling people, like, I'm writing these books, and supposedly he has like 2 pretty much finished but hasn't released them. Evidently, he almost died, so we do have to cut the guy some slack, right? But anyway, so a really good book. George R. R. Martin himself, who is a good writer, if you could not finish this book, right?
Right. Yeah.
So then HBO picks it up, and they get these 2 screenwriters to do it. And they do a pretty decent job of writing the story that George R. Martin and translating to the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Then they ran out of material.
Yeah.
And the content took a noticeable dip.
So
in
you
quality.
think it did? You think
without a doubt.
this season sucks?
It has a. It is not art. It is Tropeville.
Okay.
Once again.
So you're bothered by trope. So a certain character.
But people cannot. Are people really that upset over?
Yes,
something
because
like
a
that?
certain character, and I read a lot, so I know a lot about the series for never watching.
Weird flex, but
a
okay.
certain character that was beloved by the fans, just beloved, to use a wrestling term, turned heel, and they were not happy with that because maybe they're not used to, hey, storyline sometimes the good guy turns bad, and that's supposed to,
I mean, that is the entire thing of Game of Thrones. What I liked about George R. R. Martin, I always thought what made the story interesting with him is he makes you love the characters you hate, and he makes you hate the characters you love.
Okay.
So in a way, HBO has fulfilled that promise of George R. R. Martin. I didn't have a problem with that. What happened there?
People are upset about that.
People are dumb.
You got some weird people that are naming
Yeah.
their kids after these characters.
Daenerys, yeah.
And there's some little girl running around named Daenerys.
So and just spoiler alert, but just from a pure
Hold on, spoil it. So if you not watch Game of Thrones, just go ahead a couple minutes. All right, go
But
ahead.
just from a pure Game of Thrones lore, the Targaryens, of which she is descended from and why she wants the Iron Throne,
Yeah.
are known for losing their mind
Yes.
and going crazy and wanting to burn down King's Landing.
Right.
It's nothing new. They even...
Was it foreshadowed?
It was... No, they didn't foreshadow anything. They blatantly, during the burning, showed... So when he was king, he made all this alchemical fire called dragon fire, and it burns green.
Okay.
And he planted it throughout the series, and it was already a plot device in the earlier seasons. As she's blowing up the city, you see these green flames going off because it's the alchemical fire exploding. So it's like she's coming back to finish the job that her...
But she
father
turned. I mean, she wasn't like this. She was like protecting this people, protecting the peasants of the town, and now she's like, just burn it all to the ground.
She
'Cause what Jon
lost
Snow-
all her close advisors were murdered. She's totally isolated and alone. So
Jon
she
Snow,
snapped.
Jon Snow wouldn't sleep with her, so she snapped.
She was
So-
pretty mad about that.
So this
For
is now you talking about PC, brother. This is the opposite of PC right here, where a woman, once a man won't sleep with her, decides to just start killing people. I mean, I would say that
got a
is
nice ring to
that's
it.
a misogyny alert almost right there.
Oh,
If you ask me, I mean,
Maybe.
That's, so,
but
men-
at least she's a powerful woman, right?
but she still needs her worth from a man.
Or a dragon.
No, but she's upset about Jon Snow, even though they're related. What's the relation? Aunt?
And
Okay.
cuz I guess
Is this show going to be?
Nephew, I
Is the ending? Is the finale going to be any good? Yes or no?
it's interesting.
What do you call? I want to.
I have no idea where they're going to
Come
take
on.
it.
I
They
think it's
haven't
going to be a double heel turn.
What do you think's going to happen?
I think there's going to be a reason why she did it.
Killed like the,
I don't know why.
the
I
entire
don't-
city.
I don't
I was
even
like,
know
John,
what
like,
you're
no,
talking about. I
John,
don't know.
John, that would be like Hitler turning face
Okay,
at the
well,
end of World War II.
I'll tell you what happened in case you want to know.
Okay.
So the little guy, right? You know what I'm talking about. He doesn't.
Tyron
Yeah,
Lannister.
he doesn't want anyone.
Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Almost, yes.
Little Tyrone.
I wanted him to be. Anyways, go ahead.
Little Tyrone doesn't want anyone to die. He's like, we got to prevent this
Right.
bloodshed. And she's like, I'm just going to burn everything down. He's like, if I make it happen and they ring the bell of surrender, stop the assault.
Okay.
So things happen. They surrender. They ring the bell. And then like, it's like the game of staring intensely. It's like half the show is just them staring intently at things. Like,
So did the bell make her snap?
No, she just ignored it.
Oh, so she killed everyone.
Pretty much. Her own people included to
Where's
some
Jon?
degree.
Where's Jon Snow at while this is happening?
Jon Snow is there on the front lines when they're surrendering. He's like, all right, they surrendered. And then like everyone starts murdering everyone. And Jon Snow has, they literally took the movie Saving Private Ryan and just did that, where like Jon Snow's like wandering around and he can't hear everything. You know, things are blowing up
Yeah.
and he's like, you know.
Common, yes,
Yeah,
movie. That
like-
is a movie trope right there. Yeah,
They did that one. They did that one.
The shell shocked walking around days.
shell-shocked.
I just saw it in a TV show I watched. But anyway,
Who knows? It's probably just going to be a wrap-up show, and it's just going to be
will the little
an
girl,
hour and a half.
Is the little girl gonna kill Daenerys or whatever her name is?
Oh, that would be cool. if they did something.
and
I've
then-
given, like, who can predict at this point? Yeah, has anyone made an accurate prediction on Game of Thrones?
Well, there's spoilers. The script somehow got released somewhere.
Oh, really?
I think so.
So this is already true. It's already going to happen.
I didn't read it, but that's what I read, or parts of it, or just, I don't know what happened. Anyways, so are you enjoying it? Yes or no?
Dude, I'm a hipster. I enjoy it because I get to turn around and hate it the next days. So
All right.
yeah,
All right.
love it.
Okay. Well, there we go. Game of Thrones. Now, John, you want to give us send off the Big Bang Theory, the show that you love, that me and Lee hate. We are in agreement. Well, I think. Are we in agreement on
Yes.
that? Okay. We hate this show with a passion. It's everything entertainment should not be. It's terrible jokes. It's a terrible laugh track. Go on YouTube, search Big Bang Theory, no laugh track. It is the most cringe-worthy thing you'll ever watch in your life. It is so bad. They're making jokes, and you're sitting there going, and you kind of know. I think they took it so you can kind of hear it sometimes. And I'm like, oh, that was supposed to be funny. I was like, oh, yeah, this is awesome.
Not only that, but Google Big Bang Theory conspiracy theory. There's a whole well-developed conspiracy theory about how it's an American propaganda piece to weaken the culture of masculinity in America.
Could
or
be.
internationally, I suppose.
Jason Steen says best show ever. And I don't know if he's being funny or what. But anyway.
No, I think he really does like it because
Well,
he was.
He's too, Jason, you're too smart to like that show, okay? I mean, come on.
We all have our guilty
I mean, we're
pleasures.
giving John a
Thank
pass.
you.
We're
Thank
giving
you,
John
David.
a pass
I
here.
appreciate
But,
that.
well, John, that's why I want to know, did you genuinely enjoy this show? Did you watch it? I mean, for the most part.
Here,
Not,
let me set up something. There was a guy for a YouTube channel. He set up like a booth, and he got up on this like his own little soapbox and disrupted a store, and he said, I'll come down off of this soapbox if any person can tell me a single moment where Big Bang Theory was better than The Office.
okay.
What? He was
And-
holding a store hostage?
Just an area.
On
He
a
was just making a
soapbox?
scene. Anyway.
Oh, he's like the guy that has the table that's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
challenge me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, like, in that regard, I would have to agree with that guy. Comparing it to The Office,
Okay.
it's a horrible
Okay,
show.
let's compare it to
I think that's
2.5 Men.
Oh, it's way better than 2.5
Really?
Men.
Think, okay, is it better than
2.5 Men have like 3 jokes, and then they're just repeating those jokes over and
John.
over and over again.
So does the Big Bang Theory.
I mean, how many episodes have you watched? How do you know?
Okay, how about better than How I Met Your Mother?
No, I don't think How I Met Your
But
Mother
closer.
is better.
Closer than
Yeah.
Office. Okay. All right, so give it some final words. Tell us just how sad you're gonna, whatever you're gonna do here. This is your little moment to celebrate
I
the
mean,
show.
it's so. I will miss it, but I mean, it's not going to take a chunk out of my life.
So you're going to watch reruns, though, if you catch them on?
I mean, if there's nothing else on, and I'm like,
Okay.
it's good to watch with the kids because I don't have to worry about cuss words or anything like that.
Well,
and I
that's
can
all
stand it.
that's all ABC, NBC shows.
Yeah, but sometimes there are shows that you cannot stand.
Like 2.5 Men? You wouldn't want to watch that with your kids.
I wouldn't want to watch that. Period. I mean, so you know. Okay, so who was your favorite character and why? I want to know more about your love for the show.
I mean, I'd probably Howard Wolowitz.
Okay, who?
He's I mean,
He's a
Which
Jewish
one
guy
was
that
that?
lives with his mother,
yeah.
and he married the blonde-haired girl with the glasses,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Why do you like this guy? What?
I mean, he of all the characters, he's probably the most like me.
Okay.
There you go, relatable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's. I mean, he's
So I think the show that it might more closely resemble than anything is probably the 70s show.
You know what? It also resembles Friends, like a nerd version of Friends. Is
Maybe
what it turned in.
that's-
It's what it turned into.
Maybe,
yeah, pretty much.
you know what?
And you know what? They're both
That's
equally
it.
bad. So I mean, that is what it is. And come at me, Friends was. I've said it before. I'll say it again for new listeners. It's not a good show. It is not. And people put it at top of list. It's because nostalgia, and you think it was good. It's
Well,
not.
I will say this with Friends, and I haven't watched much of it, but Friends ran for so long that I think there's different eras and there's like different
Okay.
styles of Friends. I feel like the Big Bang, correct me if I'm wrong because I didn't follow it closely, but I feel like the Big Bang Theory really never changed.
It's true. I've watched Big Bang Theory some episodes, and you're right. If you put it on any season, The only reason I would know which season it was because they started putting more girls in the show.
Right.
And that would be it. That would be the only reason. If you had scenes without girls in them and it was just the dudes talking, you're like, what season is this, bro? I'd be like, I don't know. How many seasons are there? Because it's all one season to me. You're right. With Friends, yeah, you could look at them. It was kind of a different flow. Yeah, man.
Didn't they have Burt Reynolds on Friends for a bit?
No, it was Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck,
yeah.
sorry.
Shout out to Heather Simpson. That's her guy,
Yeah, well,
Burt Reynolds. So anyway,
that was her teen crush, right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Or still current crush.
Yeah, a lot
possibly.
of girls love the guy. So anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, it's your
I'd
show
be
to
okay.
defend. We're tearing it down left and right.
Did you shed one tear on the final episode?
I hadn't watched the
He hasn't
final
watched
episode.
it.
Will you shed one final tear?
Probably not.
When they all bow at the end, you won't get a little bit sad.
No.
Sheldon Cooper is one of the worst characters I've ever. Like, they make this guy super autistic at the beginning. I mean, he was. I mean, you can say what you want. The guy was autistic. He had no emotion. He didn't want to be. He was asexual, right? I mean, 100%.
part, yeah.
100%. And they're like, oh, we got to get this guy married. And it's like, that dude would never get married, ever. Never. It's just dumb, dude. It's so dumb.
So, okay, let's talk
Ugh.
about something a little bit more pleasant then.
Okay.
What is your favorite all-time ending episode of a TV series?
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll start because I know mine.
Okay,
It'd
yeah.
have to be Scrubs. I don't know if you've ever watched the show
I
Scrubs.
watched Scrubs, yeah, but not.
But that last episode of Scrubs, that's a real tearjerker. A great show. They ended it well. They didn't drag it out. They knew it kind of run its course. They ended it.
Okay.
They did come
Scrubs
back
is a
and
good
add
show.
like a new kickoff years and years later. But
Yeah.
they ended it when they should have.
I'll give you that. Breaking Bad, 100%.
I haven't
Best
seen that
ending to a series ever. So that'd be mine.
Can you tell us how it ends?
I mean, I can spoil it for everybody if you want.
That's fine. We'll watch it.
I mean, it's an old show, so I mean, I don't know what the
what is it? The Wachowski brothers clear it?
Wachowski brothers aren't in
No,
it.
he means the Russo brothers.
Oh,
Did the LaRusso brothers clear it?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
I'll tell y'all, Mike. But it's a great ending. It's a great ending. So, John, you have one that's
I mean, I mentioned it earlier. Probably The Office.
okay. What happened at the end of The Office? Now, I don't care if you spoil that or not. What
I mean,
happened?
the last episode, Dwight and Angela get married,
Okay.
but the very last scene is they're all just kind of meeting up in the office and just talking about stuff, and it kind of closes with John Krasinski's character Jim, and he's saying as much as this job was stupid and lame and everything, and it gave me everything that I have that's important to me in my life.
That's the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
Did
I
you-
thought it was kind of cool.
Did one tear
cry?
fall for that one?
Oh yeah.
Really?
No.
Oh. John, when's the
Got
last
us
time
going,
when's
man.
the
You
last
gotta reel
time?
this in.
I want to know when John cried at a movie or TV show. When's the last one you can remember?
Movie or TV show?
Uh-oh. Lee, what about you? When's the last time you cried in a movie or TV show? I just told you I cried in the Avengers, so I mean, I'm guilty as charged. The
I don't
second
think it was
viewing,
that long
actually.
ago, actually.
What was
I
it?
can't remember, though.
Huh.
Oh, no, it was the Shape of Water.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet, but
Yeah, you should see that. It's a
it's good.
great movie.
It just don't look good.
It
visually.
just hits all. That's one part of what I loved about it. The
Okay.
old vintage style.
Yeah.
The almost like the tech punk. What is it like? Vintage
Yeah,
punk or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then the love story at the end.
No, I love that director. Is great. He's visually he is.
Yeah,
he's
that's
a
what I'm
great
saying.
director,
They
okay, I'll
definitely that
I
one.
need to. It's on my list of movies to watch. Okay, so John, have you thought of one?
I mean, I can't. I do. I have cried at movies before. I just can't.
Give us a
draw
few.
a-
Give us a few that just
I
stand
mean,
out.
the biggest, the one that I probably cried the most at.
Wait, can I guess first?
Sure.
Stand by Me.
No.
Dear Zachary, a love letter to.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That one's up there.
Wow.
That one's
what is the one?
definitely up there.
Stranger Things Next Door, In Plain Sight, or whatever.
What's that?
What?
In Plain Sight.
In plain sight. What's that? It sounds
I
familiar.
thought this was the one where the car salesman had someone in a bin box and told him aliens were.
Oh, yeah. The Mormon. Yeah. Oh no.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, no. That's such a good doc. It's funny. I forgot about it because I watched so many shows. Okay,
When a Man Loves a Woman with Meg Ryan and.
it's one of your favorites.
Yeah. It
Alright.
just. There's a scene near the end. It gets me every time.
Nothing wrong with it. I'm telling you right now. Go find this documentary called Dear Zachary. It's called
If you
Or
are a man,
don't.
you will be on a roller coaster of emotion if
Brother,
you watch that movie.
I was sobbing
Just saying.
so
Why?
hard.
Like, what is the deal? Why does it
So,
make you cry?
here's
Now,
the
there's kind of a twist, so I can't.
Well, here's the setup. A man is killed, and his friend is making a documentary for the son. Brother, it just takes off from there and it never
I mean,
stops.
the son never met his father.
Right.
Just raw emotions.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was sobbing so hard. I had to leave the room. I had to take a walk around the house to prepare myself. I mean, it was the hardest I've cried in like a long
Dude,
time.
I'm with you 100%.
I was like, whoa, and especially as a father. Ooh, baby, it hit you in all the spots. So, anyways, go check it out.
All right, well, let's run through some topics real quick, just so
Okay.
we can say we did.
Real quick. Louis C.K. came to Nashville. He's doing some shows. He had a weird thing where you couldn't video it. We understand that. Can't tape it audio-wise. You cannot write notes down during the show or you will be removed. And if you post anything about the show online, you will be sued by Louis C.K. and his lawyer crew.
Well, I mean, do you think the Tennessean is getting sued? Because
The guy wrote that in the article. He said, well, let's see what happens.
see what happens. Let's roll the dice.
Regardless of that, what do you think about Louis C.K.? Obviously, if you don't know, you live in a whatever. He was doing things in front of women. It turns out he was a terrible guy. He was a sexist dude. So he was kind of shunned from the comedy community, but he's back now doing shows, and he's here in Nashville where we record at Zany's this weekend. So what do you think?
Louis C.K. is the kind of, I'm going to be honest, I think his stuff is hilarious.
Okay.
But I don't think I'd be able to go to his show because, like, he'd tell a joke and I'd be like, can I laugh at this?
Well, he was telling jokes about Parkland, the shooting just 2 weeks
and
ago.
like, so some of the stuff he says is like,
What, too soon?
I don't want anybody
Yeah.
to know that I'm laughing at some of this
Right.
stuff.
Okay, so but
And
you
so-
you wouldn't go, but secretly you'd want to go.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee, would you go?
I would probably go just to see the spectacle.
Yeah.
Right? Like, evidently, he got a standing ovation. So I think there was a lot of people that were excited to see Louis C.K. Is Louis?
Yeah.
Can
Louis
I call him
C.K.,
Louis?
yeah.
And then go by Louis?
Louis.
I think, and I read the article, and I think he was saying that you could tell by the humor he was going. I think he kind of regrets a lot of the things that he did at this point.
I don't think so.
But if the man's funny, I don't know. Do we? I never really, like, before all this happened, I
Yeah.
probably would want to go just because he was a big name, but it's
Yeah.
not like I was tripping over a stool to buy tickets like some people are.
Yeah.
So I would say the only reason I would want to go is
Just for
The
the
name,
experience, yeah.
right.
Okay, I wouldn't go. Screw this guy; he's terrible. All right, let's
yeah,
move
you're
on.
probably right. I probably would not
Did you
want to
not
go
like?
now.
Did you not
No,
think
I
any of
did
his stuff
like
was
him.
funny?
I did like him,
Oh.
but when people make a mistake and they don't own it and they kind of bullshit on it, they're kind of like, oh, no, dude, I need you to come out and go, what I did was wrong. Like, you shouldn't do that. I think of, would you want this guy doing this to your daughter? No. Would you want this guy doing this to your female friend? No. He's a pig, obviously, And the sad thing is everybody knew he was doing it before, and then mainstream media got the Me Too thing happen. So they allowed this guy a scumbag, which, I mean, I've said before, hey, art is art and whatever, but when you start crossing the lines with people you work with and people opening for you, I don't like that. Just like the guy, the Weinstein. I don't like,
Don't poop where you eat.
especially not when people are looking up to you and you're like, they think like they're your
The boss.
equals but you're kind of the boss. It's just, I don't know. Just a funny feeling my way. So,
Yeah. Well, you convinced me. I
Good.
would not go see
All right.
him.
All right. Well, we know J. Rob, our listener of the show, he went. Ariane Grande is sued by a photographer for posting a photo of herself on Instagram. So a paparazzi, which are pigs, paparazzi took a picture of her. She put that picture of herself that they took on Instagram, and now they're suing her. I'm sorry. Am I crazy for thinking this is insane?
That's how the world works.
John, is this insanity?
It's retarded, yes. I mean, not retarded. I mean, extremely stupid.
Zing 'em.
Write that down.
Write it down.
Go ahead and take notes of your phone.
Yeah,
Write that down
yeah.
next week, brother. John said, shoot for the hip,
They
baby.
should just go
Yes.
ahead and apologize to the viewers this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, it's stupid. We get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't understand how this even works.
Well, because think about it like if an actor was in a movie and like he wanted to pirate the movie and he's like, well, I'm in it. That's my image. He can't do that because he doesn't own the rights. So if someone takes a photo and they Photoshop it or they sell it to other people, I understand. I don't agree with it either, but that is the way of the world. That's the way it is.
I get your the movie, how you're equating it to a movie, but what if it was a one-man show and he's playing it?
If he didn't own the rights,
I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, he didn't pay the
there's
money to
a whole
produce
lot of
it.
everything else that
Like
goes
the
into
tabloid.
But here's better.
Paid all the money.
Someone films it without him really approving him filming it.
If you're in public, it's allowed. Like you can film anyone you want in public.
That rule should be.
And you could sell it, and then evidently, if I posted the same picture, you could take copyright against it.
Not everyone, but yeah, you're right.
It's your
In the
property.
public, but
It's your property at that
they
point.
are public figures, so the rules are different for them. So yes, you're right, 100%.
No, that's true of anyone in public.
Well, yeah, but
We have to
it's
sign
public.
release
It's public
forms.
coming in a grocery store. That's not a public place.
If you're in a public place, I can
A
record
public
you.
place is like an open area. They're getting these people inside restaurants, grocery stores, their cars. Come on, man, that's not public.
Whatever.
All right, anyways, that's dumb. That's another story. Florida man calls police on comic Ahmad Ahmad, I think that's the name, after Middle East joke makes him uncomfortable. A man in Florida.
Back to Florida man's back.
Florida
in the
man's
news.
back. He went and saw this comedian who is a man of Middle Eastern descent, and he made a joke about...
It
wasn't-
only takes one of us, or it set one of us off, and
Yeah, you set one of us off and...
explosions happen. I don't
No,
know.
because we
something.
tell a joke. It was kind of like a delayed joke. We're kind
see.
of like wink, wink, you know.
That's the joke that the man got upset over?
Dude called the police. They came out and had to question this guy. And as the police says,
Who, the
police
comedian or the guy?
comedian. The police, he talked about it, and he said after they were getting relieved, they go, "Hey man, we love what you're doing. Don't stop doing it. Keep doing it. But we had to come out here." And they just left and kind of laughed it off. What's wrong?
During the set?
After set.
This is ridiculous, man.
Wait, when has a cop ever been that quick?
Yeah, right.
Well, who knows? If there's terrorism, they might have to be.
This guy should be charged. The guy that called in should be charged with something. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but this is dumb. Like, if we called the 911 right now, you know, like,
Well, here's the really sad thing is the guy that called was probably legitimately scared for his life.
probably.
That's how ignorant this man is.
And he said the only reason he was there, he got free tickets. Well, brother, you saw this guy's name. What did you think was going to happen? I mean, it wasn't like his name was Bob Smith or something. I mean,
Jim Bob Cooter.
this is so dumb. Florida just gets worse and worse. Okay.
But anyway,
Anything else to add to that?
I think that's
Okay. We got Dear John this week. All right, so let's go ahead. That's the topics for this week. Let's get to Dear John.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right, Lee's going to read the thing. John's going to answer it, and away we go.
This one comes in. Dear John, I have really nice neighbors, and we are always pleasant to each other. We put up a large above-ground pool in our backyard, and they put up a trampoline. I would like to enjoy our pool. How do I put this delicately without tan lines? I do not want to offend them or expose myself to their teenage son when he's jumping on their trampoline. Is there a tactful way to ask them to move the trampoline since there is no other way to stay discreet in my own backyard? From No Tan Line.
John.
Wanting to be a pervert. Oh my gosh!
What is
People-
going on right now? Wait a second.
They want to go swimming naked. That's what they want.
Okay.
They
Well,
want
I
to go
think they want
swimming.
to tan naked.
Okay. That's what I thought.
They
All
could,
right.
They could get a tanning
Or
bed
at least
What do you think?
inside
They're
their
gonna get on,
house.
he's going to get on a trampoline and start bouncing up, looking at him? I
I
mean,
mean, something's going to be bouncing.
title of the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway. I
what do they
mean,
do, John?
Don't be out there naked in the middle of the day.
But
mean-
she wants to tan. She wants
That's
to
not
enjoy
what-
her
That's
backyard.
not what she
She put in
wants
a
to do.
ground pool, which is a much bigger deal than a trampoline, and she just wants the neighbors to move her trampoline so she can nude sunbathe so she doesn't have tan lines.
I'm coming back to she believes her neighbors, who she knows and is friendly with, right? Is that what it said at the beginning?
Apparently,
It's
yep.
good standing with, are going to get on a trampoline while they're back there in the nude and jump up and down just to stare at their nude bodies. I mean, we don't
I mean,
even
if you were a teenage boy and you saw the next door neighbor
Depends on what they
stark
look like.
naked at the pool,
well, are they 60 years old? Are they like 20-year-old fit models? I mean,
There's several things that you could do. I mean, you could get a taller fence I mean, that way you take care of that puts it in your hands. But something you could do with your neighbors.
Literally.
I know someone that did this, and it's actually kind of a cool idea. They actually dug a hole and put their trampoline in the hole where the trampoline's actually level with the ground.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless these kids are pretty darn remarkable, I mean, they wouldn't be able to see over.
Isn't that
when
kind of
they're
like
doing that.
skirting the issue, though?
She just said she doesn't really want to flat out. I mean, she didn't say it, but she doesn't want to flat out say.
So no, there's no way for her to be discreet about this, right? I mean, that's what she's asking.
Not be discreet and honest.
No, there's two words: privacy fence.
Privacy.
Right?
I mean,
Well, that's what I started out with. Yeah, I mean, you build up your fence and you're done.
okay.
So I have another. Okay, whatever. This woman's crazy, right? Like,
Yeah,
this is
yes,
just
yes,
insane. There's
obviously,
no
yeah.
help for this one. There's a
No.
bigger issue going on here,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
right? Here's the question I want to know: how would this change if it was a dude? Obviously, this is a woman wanting to sunbathe. That's not unheard of. But what if it was a dude writing in saying, "I just want to have no tan lines out in my backyard"?
I don't think that would be cool. I think people would be very upset with it.
Well, let's say like your teenage boy was caught peeping Tom on the neighbor's wife because she
Right.
was
Yeah.
nude sunbathing. That would be like, you shouldn't do that, little Jimmy.
There'd be a discussion with both parties, yes.
What if it was a grown man out there nude sunbathing?
And my son was bouncing up to look at it?
Well, no,
I
let's
mean,
just
that's
say
another
someone saw him. Someone saw him. Would
Oh,
it-
just
at that point, it's not little Jimmy's fault.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
old Stu. Like,
that's
Stu,
true.
you can't be out there. Is that true, or is it just me
No, it's true.
making that up?
No, it's true,
Well,
100%.
Isn't
got
that
a
kind of
point.
weird, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
It's a little
Well,
unequitable.
I guess
one would say.
women would say that we are, we're a male-driven society, and that it's our right to look at nude women. Is what I would say. The sentiment is. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm saying that's the mentality of society. Whereas
The nude female form is highly more accepted than the male
Yes.
nude form is.
strip clubs are all primarily, there's occasional male one that pops up and then goes away pretty quickly here in town, included.
And, I mean, and even for the most part, most like male strip clubs, from the way I understand it, they don't go all the way down. They're
Right.
still wearing something to cover up their junk.
Yeah, so society is more
So-
accepting of nudity on females as opposed to, like, look at movies. Movies would be your primary example. How many movies have male nudity in them? Very few. I mean, very few. How many have female nudity? A lot.
Okay,
So
that's
I
a
mean,
good
it's just-
point. We have a good point coming from the chat too. This is 2019. What if the neighbors? What if you went outside and a drone was flying over your pool?
Ooh.
You built a privacy fence. You're out there. You're a man that doesn't like tan lines, so you'll be a creeper if you don't build the fence. So you build a fence, and you're just out there sunning your junk, having a good time, and then you see a drone pop up over the fence.
Yikes.
What do you do?
Put some clothes on and go back inside. I would not encourage any man to tan his junk. That is a way to end up in a lot of pain and a lot
Not
of misery.
burn, just tan.
Well, you mess up. You're taking.
Well, some people don't have a whole lot of control over that.
You're walking a thin line there, brother. Because if things go bad,
grease it up a little. Get a little SPF 50 on it.
that probably leads somewhere else. But yeah.
So you get a rifle and start shooting the drones down.
There's not much. I don't know what you can do. What would I do? Like I said, I would run inside and grab some clothes and go, well, somebody's got me nude. So that's awesome. That's fun to think about. And I guess you try to figure out whose it was in the neighborhood. It would probably be too hard. But what would you do?
I'd shoot the drone, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe like a spear,
Do you have a shotgun just laying in your nude?
Yeah, I would go like Renaissance fair and just like
Where do
throw
you
a
keep
spear
that
at it.
gun?
Yeah, your nude tanning sessions. You got a shotgun next to you.
I always keep a shotgun and a spear handy because, you
John,
never know when you're going to have to
what would you do,
shoot a
John?
drone down.
What
With
would
the
you-
drone?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd cover my junk and go outside.
Well, what if your wife was doing it and she come in inside and said,
Well, you got to find the drone then at that point. You got to probably go kick someone's ass. I hate to say
Yeah,
it,
if
but
it's your wife, you got to take some action.
you do.
it seems unequitable that you wouldn't protect yourself, but you're protecting
Brother.
your nude wife?
Here's the reality of the world we live in. It's not equal for both sides. I know, hey, I'm all about women getting their power, getting their structure, and power is different for different people, and things are never going to be equal the way people want them to be equal. Like, everyone wants it to be, just everything's the same. It's not how it works. It's just never going to work like that. I mean, I'm sorry. And that's, in this instance, you're right. Male nudity is a taboo of this society, Western culture we live in. And Female nudity is not. I mean, that's just the way it is.
So you go inside and tell your wife to go find the drone. Got it.
There you
Okay,
go.
so we're
Yeah.
telling this lady just get a subscription to the local tanning bed, right? Like,
Yeah, get a
keep that
life.
under wraps. It's 2019. There's public decency laws for a reason.
Yeah.
Either that or move to a house that doesn't have neighbors.
Or just don't stop. John, what final word?
Yeah, don't be outside naked during when the kids are going to be awake.
There you go.
There you go.
For John, since we've sung last song, dear John.
All right. So that's Dear John. You can contact us with your questions and we will answer them on the show. So we've come up to the end of the program. I just want to thank everyone that was in the live chat tonight. Had a pretty good crowd there. A new person in the chat, Cherry Barbarian, was with us tonight. And if you go on our Twitter feed, you can see that she's rocking one of our shirts. I'm wearing one of the shirts right now. You need to go buy one of these awesome Blame Your Brother shirts. People love them when I go out in it. It's always a conversation starter. So if you're looking to talk to people, it's all on the website. Because if you go to blameyourbro.com, that brings up the website. All the great stuff's on there. All the past episodes, articles from Adam Cox, our head writer. We've got all the social media links. We've got the podcast, ways to catch the podcast. We've got an Amazon link. Go buy things on Amazon. But before you do that, go to blameyourbro.com, click on the link, and then I'll take you back to Amazon and buy away. Please, it helps the show. We get a percentage of the sales. So just try to remember that as you go about your day on Amazon. We're all on it all the time. Like I said, that shirt link's there. Go buy it. $15.50 for a high-quality shirt. The women that are getting these shirts love them. I know everybody loved the design of our former shirts, but they love the feel, the fabric. Everyone said it's very comfortable. So just something to think about. We got men's, women's, and children if you want to do that. My son's got one. And we're streamed every Thursday on Radio Vegas Rocks. Go to radiovegas.rocks if you want to hear great podcasts, great shows. Everything's on there, radiovegas.rocks. And we're on Coming Right Up, comingrightUp.org. It's also got phenomenal programs on it, great podcasts. So go check out comingrightUp.org. They stream us on Friday nights. We appreciate both of those great stations for doing that. And like I say, if you want to email John at Dear John, there's a link on the website. Hey, send us an email. Use a fake name. Use your real name. Whatever you want to do. It sends it to us anonymously. We don't know who you are, and John will help you, hopefully, or not help you. But anyway, we're here to step in. And then you can send a voicemail if you're brave enough. There's a little microphone icon on the right. You click on it, talk, it comes to us. And we love to play voicemails. So if you want to do voicemails, you can do that, or you can record audio and send to us. So how about I would love to get a few voicemails or voice messages over the next couple of weeks. So please get on it and do it. Just send us what you think about the show, or tear us down, roast us, whatever you want to do, rap, do whatever. Get creative with it. If you're another podcast, hey, mention your podcast. We'll play it, and then you get a free plug. So check out how that works. But that's it, all at the website, blameyourbro.com. Go check it out. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave us a rating, review, all that fun stuff. Subscribe on YouTube where you catch these live shows. And that's about all the selling I got. So with that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
This must never be seen by anyone. Has anybody seen this? Nobody has seen this. They have to be found and talked to.